It's Sunday, and today I'm going to talk about how to work some of the things I've been teaching about anxiety and relieving anxiety, how to work those into your daily life, and how to get more skilled about dealing with your anxiety and hopefully getting to the point where you actually prevent it from occurring, or at least you turn down the volume on it a whole lot. And it is possible, I know, because I have done it. And if I can do it, believe me, you can too. So, why would you want to take the extra time and effort, with all the things that I'm sure that you have to do? Why would you want to take the time and effort to do this? Well, I will tell you that anxiety is one of the leading causes of any kind of illness. And here's how it goes: anxiety or chronic stress, it's natural to be anxious from time to time. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is when it's a habitual pattern, which is probably why you'd watch these videos in the first place. So, anxiety and stress on a chronic basis, on a daily, ongoing basis, those are things that cause inflammation in your body. And Baylor and Harvard Medical Schools both say that chronic inflammation is the cause of 95% of all illnesses. Ponder that one for a moment. That's a lot. So, anything that you can do to reduce your anxiety also reduces your chances for being ill and raises your health quotient. And in my opinion, that's well worth doing. So, how do you go about that? How do you go about learning how to undo your anxiety? Of course, in a few minutes of video, I can't give you, all the support that you will need to do that, but I can certainly outline how it works. And if you're a self-learner, then you might enjoy this. And if you're not a self-learner, you could get some more support. I would offer that. But right now, here's how. Here's the outline of how. There's a sort of progression that happens in learning these things. And the first thing is recognizing when you've been anxious after the fact. Okay, so you recognize you have been anxious. You catch yourself from going into too much of that, into going for a really long part of that, into aggravating that by all the lovely ways we have of aggregating that by just like winding ourselves up and feeling like we really have to wind ourselves up. You really don't. Not only do you not have to, but as I said in my first video, it actually makes you dumber to do that and less resourceful. So do your best not to. When you catch yourself having been anxious, then you have options of physical exercise is a really great way to relieve anxiety. It does a lot of great things for your body. I'm sure many people have said this more eloquently than I, but it's great. You can try some of the herbs that I suggested. You can try music that you like and that you know calms you down. I do not recommend things that are real, poundy loud, but music that calms you. And you can also try coming back to these videos. If you have gotten good effects from them, come back to the videos with the silent healings on them and use them again. And any combination of these things will just turn the volume down on your body, and that gives you the bandwidth to choose another track, to choose another state of mind, to choose to not keep going around in circles and around and around and around on whatever it is that you're anxious about. That opens up new possibilities for you. Now, as you continue with this, you will probably notice that you get kind of an inkling of what it feels, the anxiety thing feels like, and you'll start beginning to realize in the middle of your anxiety what's going on. And that's when you can just really congratulate yourself, because that's a really big step. If you catch yourself in the middle of it, then go ahead and use all the remedies that I've talked about, or anything else that works for you that makes you feel peaceful and calm. And that is a really key thing. If you are just going to numb yourself out, and there's a place for that. I'm not going to say that there isn't, but I will say is as a steady thing, it's not going to help your anxiety. All it does is shove it down, which means it's sitting there waiting to detonate, and it's giving you chronic inflammation. So I would recommend that you check in with yourself, check in with your body, your feelings, and your thoughts when you go to drink the glass of wine, watch the TV, eat the sweets, name your favorite go-to. Um, when you do that, check in and see, do you have a peaceful feeling about doing that? Because that's a sign that you're on the right track. But if you just have this sort of numb, staticky feeling, probably not going to help you all that much, to be honest. I mean, it might give you an anodyne for the pain, but that's not actually going to relieve the pain. It's sort of like, if you take an opioid for pain, yes, that will help the pain temporarily, but it's just going to go on, which is why people have opioid addiction. So I would recommend listening inside yourself for that peaceful feeling, because that's always a sign that you're on the right track. And when you get really skillful at this, you will notice your anxiety coming up before you get into the full-blown anxiety thing. You will have that precious, beautiful moment where you can choose not to go there, where you can choose to head another direction. And again, you can use all of the remedies I've suggested or anything else that you know works for you and gives you a peaceful feeling inside to open up, allow your anxiety the space. Don't try to shove it away, but give it more room to breathe in, and remember that you are bigger than your anxiety. That's a really important thing to remember. So I'm going to leave you with that. And I'm also going to say that if you would like to know how you can be productive, which we're very big on, but sometimes we need to be productive in this culture, and we often do that driven by anxiety or fear, deadlines. I got to get it done. If I don't get it done, blah, blah, blah. Well, there are other ways to go about that. And one of the ways is to go to my website, sundayoliver.com, and sign up on my freebie list and get a free energy healing audio, which is a recording of the kind of energy work I do, similar to what I did on these earlier videos. And it's called Inspiring Action. It's about letting you feel the flow of action, letting you feel inspired to act instead of feeling like you have to act. You have to drive yourself to act. There's a big difference there. And it's a real help to anxiety to not feel that you have to drive yourself, to feel that there's something deeper and more nourishing than that supporting you as you go about your day. Hope you've enjoyed this video series, and I hope to see you around in other videos and events that I'll be offering. I've enjoyed doing this anxiety healing series because I know anxiety is a really big deal for a lot of us. And it is so important to remember who we really are and go about life that way, peacefully. Until the next time.